Okay, brace yourself. Grab the chair.
The Echoes of New Eden podcast starts now. Enjoy the show.
Where's my motherfucking baboons at? Where's my motherfucking baboons at? Where's my motherfucking baboons at? Where's my motherfucking baboons at?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Echoes of New Eden podcast. I just busted out my debut of Where's My Baboons At, made by me. And that was my tribute to joining HTP back in the day. It's been several months now, but yeah, that's kind of like the final version of it. But how is everybody? Welcome. It is another Sunday, fun day, full of Eve Echoes content and news and all that type of stuff. And of course, we got some updates for you today. And I am excited to talk about some of this stuff. Yes, it's been a while. Always busy, schedules, all that happens. So something big happened this last weekend. So now I actually want to report on it. But it is not just but I also have Jubi, the lumberjack, with us today. So what's going on, Jubi?
Hello. Very nice. Yes, I was doing some chainsaw working today, and yeah, Texas. Very nice.
You like that chainsaw sound effect I got just for you?
Oh yes.
There you go.
I used to have a normal chainsaw, but nowadays we use the electric chainsaw. That's makes a bit of different sound.
Right. More like a hum. It's a low hum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a couple weeks now. I know it seems like this podcast is now kind of like a bi-weekly type of podcast, or just when something kind of bigger happens and news and such. This jailbait anime waifu event, I'm not really a big fan of. So, it is what it is. I station spinned Concord Pass again. I did some riding here and there again this last few weeks. And, it is what it is, really. Playtime is just minimal as it is. But I could definitely see that with some others, especially on the staff, where not everybody is always available, like we used to be. So it is what it is, like I said. So
I've been wondering, like, where is OC and all the rest of the guys?
OC must
suddenly
I have no
disappear.
idea what happened to OC Can't Stop, but I do know, like, there were some things going down in Pravi. I asked him about it, and he said everything was good, and then I haven't really heard. I think he was kind of away for a while too. And he said that he was going to be more active and more readily available. And I haven't seen him talk at all. So I don't know. I don't really know that much.
We love OC.
And then
I wish the best, and let's hope he comes back.
Yeah, for sure. And then Taylor, I think he was on vacation. And but again, limited time as well for him. So I don't think he was going to be able to make it. I think he's driving back from his vacation today, or flying back, whatever he was doing. So today it's just me and you, Jubi. And then Damon too. I wonder if Damon is using, or if Damon is just doing Echoes from the Front content. Not Echoes from the Front. Frontier.
Yeah.
over there. You know, the other day, Bradrick had posted that one of the Real Pilots of New Eden songs or commercials that I had made with
Yeah,
Damon
that was
on the
good.
Reddit. And there's 8 of them, by the way, in case you didn't know that I have 8 that we made that we collaborated on. But
Oh.
he posted that, and I was like, okay. And then some days later, Damon requested that that music file that goes on during that, and he's like, "Hey, do you have the full version of that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I still have it, of course, because you know you never know when you want to
Yeah.
make another commercial. I save all my audio files, and so I gave that to him, and I don't know if he's gonna be doing the same type of thing, but for Eve Frontier. I keep on to call it like Eve Echoes Frontier or something, but or Echoes Frontier. Regardless, so I have a feeling he's gonna start that project up, but over for that type of content, and I don't know. I might have to find a new. I don't know. I could probably ask Damon to do a voiceover at any time. He would probably gladly do it still, even for this game. So, but again, he's probably lack of availability. He hasn't been on the podcast in quite a while as well. So it is what it is, man. I don't question if they got stuff going on in their personal lives that's on them. You know, they can do whatever they wish. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
maybe they can record some kind of sound clip that we can play if they can't make it
right
later.
then.
Greetings from whoever.
So what has all gone on in the last couple weeks? And you know, there's some battles and some wars and some lost mails and all that type of stuff. That's the good stuff, right? Still, the event came to a close, and so I was glad to see that. And I had like 53 messages in my inbox saying that all my coupons expired, which is big whoop to me. I could care less. I absolutely did not participate in anything in the event whatsoever. So, well, I can't say that because I participated in the event where I spent the $10 or whatever it was to get the advanced, all that crap, you know, the skill points and all that type of stuff. But otherwise, didn't really get into it.
Now you almost playing like Jubi style. I never use anything from the store. I don't buy anything. I just play the game and purchase everything with disc.
Well, if it was a better event, if I personally thought the event was better, then I probably would have spent something like on some boxes or something, you know, threw $20 at it or got the nanocore. But man, it's just dumb. I just dislike it, you know. And I have a coworker that started playing this game, and he recently paid for that $76 instant T10. He's like, man, I didn't want to wait like a year to go to T10. I was like, yeah, it's actually, you know, it's not bad. I mean, consider I would probably do it if I made a new character. I would probably do that because it'd be worth it to me anyway, not having to grind all that back up. But he started playing. I was like, so how do you like this waifu event? He's like, what the hell is that? I'm like, yeah, boobs in your face. Anyway, it's like, it is what it is, whatever. I just hope that the next event is going to be somewhat better. Let's go back to space theme, I hope. So, anyway.
Yeah, make more sense. Maybe like, okay, you can have like anime characters, but make it maybe like they have like some kind of space helmet or, you know, something. Maybe I like the Gundam style.
Oh, super mecha champions.
And whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but those I love those fighters, and I think they're pretty cool. Sad that the game is no more, and we have the only the memories from that game in Eve Echoes as a fighters collaboration.
Yeah. I still have a lot of those in a box too. I never opened them, nothing. So, yeah, I mean, they're not even good anymore. So, I mean, they're good, I guess, for the budget carrier. They're pretty good, but not for what I need them for. Yeah, speaking of anniversary, you got the anniversary coming up this next year. So, what's that going to be? Is it going to be 5 years?
Is it 5 years?
Is it 5 years? 6 years?
Good God.
I think it's 5 years. Yeah, 5-year anniversary. So, you would only think that maybe, just maybe, this next event will be some sort of anniversary event. We get something good out of it. I don't know if I'm going to make a song or should I remix the song or something, but I don't know. Maybe I could. Maybe I could remix my old one.
Like I did. I did for this last event. I did unofficial soundtrack, and I put it in YouTube, and people they liked it. They were like, "Oh yeah, like 400 views," and it was just instrumental metal music made for like so it kind of went well with the girl playing the guitar, and
I should
not
probably
the elevator music.
I need to update my Eve Echoes Sucks song and maybe do that for the anniversary. But yeah, so will it be another botched parade? I have no idea. They didn't do the parade last year, I don't think. At least I don't remember. Maybe they did.
Yeah,
Damn, I just can't remember.
parade.
It's been a while. It's been almost a year. Can't remember it. But
yeah, last year
they did. It was trash.
Canceled.
They did. It was trash.
So I did a video about the parade. Like I was in the parade in the first year, where we had the people from, I don't know who they were, but they were like God damn it, I forgot the words. English is hard. Like they were hosting the live stream and telling like who is in the parade and what they do and what all that. Like, so first we compare the first year and then like the fourth year, and like there was no live stream. They even had like a small logo where it said like had this YouTube and it said live. So I was thinking it would be a live stream, but it was a pre-recorded parade. And for example, I didn't have any nanocores on my ships, and then when I watched the parade, what they were doing, then it showed that I have the weird nanocores with the planets or whatever, the black hole or all sorts of weird nanocores on my ships, and I was like, this is ain't right, you know. You kind of pre-record our ships and then you add these new nanocores to kind of maybe advertise that it's cool looking and everyone has those and you need to get one. So it was kind of, after that they returned all the money to all the corps. You had to pay $50.
Yep.
And then they just the parade is canceled. Yeah, fuck that.
So I think I did when I was CEO of Red One, I did that for 2 years. We were part of that parade. And after that, just lost interest, and they kept botching it and it kept going wrong and this and that. I was done with it. Not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they ask for leaderboard winners, and then you look at the leaderboard and some of that crap is ridiculous too. It's like, man, I'm not even gonna try it. For what? For what reward, right? Anyway. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was so trash I don't even remember it. I probably wasn't even there. Yeah.
It's crazy that
I think it was at
we
work.
love this game. Yeah, we love this game. We love to play it. And so many things go wrong and shit happens. But still we're here and playing the game.
I seen the question in the on-air chat. How long before CCP pulls the license from NetEase? And actually, that's there's a YouTube video posted on something like that.
It was
the one that was posted in our staff chat some days ago. Actually, it was a number of weeks ago by now, about them possibly selling it.
Yeah, I think like, okay, CCP games, they are now for sale. So they are for sale, and NetEase is a different company, and they have a license to do Eve Echoes. So basically, Eve Echoes is kind of safe because the new owner will probably sell or keep selling the license to NetEase because it's kind of like free money. So these words were from Moby actually, and I think Moby is smart, and I agree. So I think we will continue to have Eve Echoes, even when CCP is sold to whatever company.
Yeah. So there was this YouTube video posted, and this was shared to us a number of weeks ago. Why CCP games being sold is a good thing. Pearl Abyss sells Eve.
Weird reports going on about CCP games getting up for sale, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about the implications, what this means, and if this is in fact true, and why I think this is actually probably a good thing. Let's talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Name's Loru, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now, and this is breaking news. This happened literally yesterday. We're streaming today. We would have talked about it yesterday, but we were out touching some grass, doing real life stuff. This is, according to Kekber, I'm going to link this in chat for you so you can see it as well, just so y'all can get this done. But go follow this person if they're doing this kind of stuff. I don't recognize their thing. Go give them a follow. According to Korean media, and Pearl Abyss is a Korean company, is seeking buyers for CCP games with Vanguard and Frontier in development. This could reshape everything full story. Okay, so I have some quotes for you from some other areas that we can discuss this with too. So some of the main talking points that people are going over is that CCP Games has underperformed. Let me just read this to you. Pearl Abyss has put a subsidiary, CCP Games, the developer of EONE, on the market and is actively pursuing a sale. This is something that has all been confirmed. Okay, all been confirmed. So is this happening? Most likely is the answer. We don't know for sure, but is it happening? Most likely. Next, an advisor has been selected to manage the sale. They are currently in the process of contacting multiple domestic and international game companies to gauge their interest in an acquisition. All right, so this is now, it's making waves enough that it's all but confirmed. So you see a lot of people going, I'm not sure if it is. I think it is. It is. It's 99% chance that this is in fact happening. At the very least, the 100% chance that they've put up the company for sale. And we don't know if the sale's been made yet, but the company's been put up for sale. So reason.
So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to play that little clip of the intro, and that's from Luro Gaming. So shout out to him for making this content, and hopefully YouTube doesn't smite me for playing a little bit of that.
You can do, we can do reaction videos, no problem. That's fine.
Yeah, that's the reaction, but sounds like CCP is up for sale. Now, who's going to buy it as of the time of this video, I don't know. Or if even there's been some sort of not announcement, but whether or not that was like made official, right? So we don't know if it was actually sold yet and who's going to sell it. So, but what does that really have to do with Eve Echoes, right? I think that's what people are kind of saying, like, why are we listening to this? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if NetEase tries to get CCP.
Yeah, that would be like one option. NetEase buys CCP.
and then what, right? And then what? Are people going to jump ship and find other games? Are they going to continue kind of the legacy of EO and Eve Frontier is to the next up and coming Eve? And then what's to happen with Eve Echoes? Is it going to be more like EO? Because if they own CCP, then they have the rights basically to make a copy one for one to maybe the mobile version, or stuff like that, right? So
I'd say, yeah, Eve Online is a very it's the same game basically, but it's like very much micromanagement. Like if you do planetary stuff, then it's a lot more complex. The planets and shit, you will use like 2 hours per day minimum to build your factories and assembly lines and all that shit in the planets. And our game is you just push the button and that's it. There's the planet material. and go get it. No stress. So I love this simplified version of Eve. It's faster. Just pick it up, play. No bullshit, weird, weird. Like using lots of time in planet shit and whatever. Yeah,
so
I love this game.
they can make EO trash like EE.
Mm. Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
the trash I'm still
like
playing every day. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, when I heard that CCP is now for sale, I was like, God damn it! Like they made 2 FPS shooter games which were cancelled, or one is not finished even, and now they have Eve Frontier. They have Eve Valkyrie, which was the VR goggles. So you're like a fighter. So you're like inside a carrier, and then you launch a fighter, and then you're like in the fighter cockpit. I used to have like a trailers from that game in my videos, like you shooting out of a carrier into a battle and all that. So they did have good ideas, but for some reason they never like kind of left off. And like the only good game from that is EVE Online, which makes probably their money, and they spend everything on these weird games that don't work.
Yeah, and then they end up
Yeah.
axing them like a year later. Yeah, this game ain't. We
Yeah.
got our money's worth out of it. Scrap.
Yeah, I'm like, first I was playing this EVE Frontier. It was test, like game testing, and they had like non-disclosure agreement, so I cannot even say that I'm playing the game. Then I'm suddenly looking at Damon. Damon is doing videos of EVE Frontier. Then I sent him a message like, have you gone absolutely bananas?
Traitor.
We have the like, are you crazy? You don't give a shit anymore? Like you just fuck this NDA and I'm show everything. And he said that they have lifted the NDA, so now you can live stream and play the game and all that. But I don't feel like, if the company is for sale and you're game testing their new game, possibly, like for me it's like total downer now, like to even play Frontier, because the company is for sale. Like it's an unfinished product and it's on sale.
Yeah, you never know what
Kinda.
the future company is going to do with the project, whether or not they're going to continue it, or if they have to dedicate maybe a different game designer to it or something like that. But yeah, you never know. It's still in early development. I was in the betas, like 1, 2, and 3, and then I kind of, and even then I barely ever played it.
It was terrible.
I
It was fucking terrible.
I cannot sit on the computer and play the game all day. I just can't. This is why I like the mobile version, because I can log in at work. I can log in while I'm sitting on my couch. I can log in real quick before I go to sleep in my bed, or I could play in bed, or I could play on my couch. And it's like, well, people will, him and Haas say that, well, take a laptop with you and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
So Eve Frontier is not for me, let's say that. And even then, Eve Online, I dabbled in it a little bit, and I cannot dedicate the time on the computer to be able to play that, even at a high level. I just can't do it.
It's a time-consuming game, Eve Online. Yeah.
I already got a lot of time-consuming things anyway. I can't dedicate that much time.
I remember, like, was it 4 or 5 years ago, my a friend said, like, there's a game, Eve Echoes. It's a mobile Eve Online. I was like, you must be kidding. Like, how the hell are they going to fit everything from Eve Online to a small mobile device screen? Okay, I do have like problems to read text on iPhone monitor. Like you have to like get really close to read it. So that's a bit weird experience on games, but yeah, they did fit everything. So it's amazing.
They fit quite a bit. And you'd be surprised, phones and tablets nowadays are maybe not as powerful as some of the later laptops, but say a laptop that's like 5 years old or so. Like, dang, my
Ooh.
phone could do pretty much.
I must tell, I played this game called Warframe. It's a very good quality graphics and everything, and it's on mobile also. It has cross-platform play. You can play on any Xbox, PlayStation, PC, mobile, fucking iPhone. Like I was like totally mind blown. Like whoa! But the user interface is very boogy on mobile devices, and you just can't do some things.
Sounds like Jubi's going to
Place
start a Warframe.
decorations.
He's going to start a Warframe podcast. Yeah.
I did play. I had a few videos showing Warframe, like how to play it and whatever. But goddamn, like it's also a very time-consuming game, and had to stop for a while. But it's a good game. You don't need to pay subscription or anything. Free to play, and yeah, can play and then play again after 4 years, and you have all your stuff there.
Yeah,
I recommend.
There you go. There you go. All right. So I went to look at patch notes, and on their website, their latest patch notes was from July 9th. So they hadn't even updated. There must not been much for patch notes this last couple weeks. So if anything,
Yeah,
it's just been just the minor adjustments or whatever they do with the market. Ban notice. They have ban notices on their website.
Yeah.
Oh, this is from 12/12. Yeah.
I must say the game I do play every day. So I must be like the rare content creators who actually play the game. You know, like most of the other creators, they don't even log into the game. They just read the patch notes.
That sounds
and
like a
that's
shot.
it.
That sounds.
And,
What, are you taking a shot at me there, Jubi? We played this morning.
Yeah, you should.
We literally
We
were
played.
in the same fleet this morning. But no, it's
Yes.
not. It's not frequent. No, it's not frequent. But yeah, it seems like there's a number of content creators. I mean, I can list a couple that still do play and are still doing content every week. But the number is getting slim, for sure.
Yeah, we try to advertise this game, but you know, we can't do everything. You know, it went to hell. The whole fucking advertisement for this game.
I'm
Oh, boy.
going to stay optimistic and actually think that they're going to do something cool for this anniversary. So we'll see. I'll have to go to my link to see if there's been anything leaked on the Chinese server.
Yeah, the Chinese server is usually where we get all the information,
All the good
usually,
stuff,
like,
all the stuff we're told we
yeah.
can't say. We're like, well, they announced it to the
Yeah.
Chinese server, and we're not technically
Of
supposed
course,
to say it on the international server because it's not going to release until like a week later. Yeah, I remember
then we
that.
suddenly learned how to speak Chinese and understand it. And that's good. Like, yeah, it's public information. God damn
Let me
it.
switch to my browser here, and actually, I'm gonna try finding that link too. Let's see, media. I can never actually. Okay, so it's evem163.com. Let's go to it. This is going to be an old article that I'm pulling up right now, but all I wanted to do was just go to the home.
Are you using the Google Lens to translate or something else?
I have Firefox, and it automatically will I have a plugin where it automatically detects the language and it translates it. So this was an old link.
Yeah, Finnish. My normal language is Finnish. I'm from Finland, and usually when you translate from Chinese to Finnish, it sounds very weird. Like you get these very strange words, word combinations, and you're like, you can't even understand what's going on. Like we're getting martial arts fighters, and mountain class, some kind of capital ship possibly.
Mhm.
And, you know,
It looks like some of their last posted stuff was from November of 2024. So they really haven't been updating this from what I could see. Ship display, game information, news and events, player community. Oh, stop it. Kind of funny. It opens
possibly
a tab.
they're waiting for like what's going to happen also with the license and everything if the CCP is for sale. Kind of holding horses, maybe.
Mhm. Even on their website, they don't really have any recent content. It's all like 2 years old, 1 year old. So anyway, nothing really to report from there, as far as I know. So as far as I could see. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Nothing for announcements. Patch notes. There wasn't really much there either. Now I do want to comment on one thing that had happened this last week, and some of you may already know of it. And that is what Cloud was saying in the on-air chat, or not on-air chat, but the official Eve Echoes chat. Did you happen to see any of that chatter, Jubi?
No, what did he say? I have been hiding under a rock
Oh my gosh.
for a bit also.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of words.
There you go.
Jesus.
B-Town just posted it right now, actually, and I could just read it. From Cloud, local list and overview functions update preview. Due to fewer restrictions on local lists and overview functions, as well as the low cost of account creation, some players have been exploiting these features by creating numerous low tech level accounts to conduct illegal solar system cams. This unfair advantage severely disrupts the balance of the game. Therefore, we will implement a series of changes to these features to ensure a more equitable combat environment. The first update includes the following aspects. Number 1, when piloting a capsule, the Easy Lock list and overview will no longer display any capsuleer ships. Number 2,
Ooh.
in nullsec solar systems, alpha clones will be prohibited from viewing the local personnel list. Number 3, in nullsec solar systems, while docked at a station or citadel, players will be unable to view the local personnel list. The list can only be accessed after entering space. If you find enemies upon undocking, you can return to the station during that protection period. If you have any suggestions, please contact us. So we put that in the general chat on the official Eve Echoes Discord, and then of course that stirred up some chatter. Now let's go through this again. Number 1, piloting capsule, the Easy Lock list and overview will no longer be displayed. Now, why is that being okay? So we could say, why is this change being implemented? And it basically always comes down to bots, auto docking, Discord ping bots, that type of stuff that rely on the overview, that menu that's on the right side, to pick up the ship type and all that type of stuff, and the name and all that. So when you're in a capsule, you actually no longer see that. You no longer see the Easy Lock list either. So I wonder if you're going to get the black button, or if they're even going to show up in the upper top right, where
I already figure out what you can do. Just use the fucking starter ship, the whatever.
Right, and then people are
You
going to
just
go
enter
into
that ship and
So I think I was talking with Bradrick about this, and there's been some comments on Reddit and all that type of stuff. They're talking about this, and I think ultimately what this will do with any of these updates is it's going to just eliminate the lowest effort people, the people that are running the bots or running the cam systems or any of that type of stuff. It's just going to eliminate the lower effort. Then of course you get medium effort, and then you get people that are like on it 24/7. and can be able to get past some of these things. I would consider those high effort. But this is going to get rid of a lot of your low effort type of stuff. So yeah, the capsule, you're going to get stuff taken away from you there. In nullsec solar systems, alpha clones will be prohibited from viewing the local personnel list. So basically, if you're an alpha character in nullsec, you have no local. Period.
That's good.
I
think
I don't know if it'll show a question
for-
mark, or if it'll show 0, or if it'll just show nothing. Yeah, it would be pretty interesting to see. Now, there's a debate as to why is an alpha clone even in nullsec, right? So if it's
Yes.
not for a cam purpose, then what is it for? Just an alt that's in limbo, eyes, maybe scouts for CNDS. There could be a number of things, but you're not doing planetary out there. You're alpha, you're most likely don't
Yeah.
have the skills to do any sort of anything for the corp,
And-
basically. I mean, you can't even really run a corp being an alpha. But it's just
yeah.
it is just no point in having an alpha clone if you're playing every day in nullsec. It just the benefits aren't there. You can't really do much, So
Yeah. And I think like back in the day before I came to the Baboons HTP, and I was looking at different corps and alliances, and they usually have requirements that you need to have like Omega to come to their place, or like to enter or whatever, to join. So if you're an alpha, like most places will just say like, no, we will not take you.
right.
So like
Yeah.
that's a big thing. But I think like for a new player who is starting the game, like you need to do the tutorial, play in high sec, learn how to do the basics, and then you someday grind a basic Omega or win duo Omega from Jubi's giveaways, and or something like that, and then you kind of can go to nullsec.
Sure.
But still, but now you can also buy instant T10 and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a strange feeling.
And
Like I
Bradford
used
said
to
it.
play
You need Omega to take the game seriously. Ultimately, that's where you're going to be able to
Yeah.
get the better stuff. You're going to be getting,
Yeah. And
even then
usually
it opens up
like
the skills, and it's just better.
yeah, and for every player I always say like it's a tutorial. Everything is a tutorial before T10. Like you're just learning how to play the game for 8 months basically. And then you can say you're okay, you're a player when you're T10 and you have almost 1 year gameplay under your belt.
Right.
That's then you can be like, okay, we take you seriously.
Now, I was seeing some people even talking about the local blackout, but for alpha characters only. So it's like, well, it's not actually like a. And I'm pretty sure in EVE Online that was a mistake. Like that was a bug, the blackout that had happened, because people were like, "Why don't you just take local out?" Period. And then of course they refer to the blackout that had happened in EO. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, wasn't that a bug? That wasn't intentional that happened. Did people enjoy it? Sure. Did people probably take a break from the game because of it? Probably. It's the way that people play, man. You can't just say, well, we're taking local out, and then all of a sudden you lose half your player base because it's what they relied on, so they didn't. Of course, they're going to rely on that type of stuff for intel and not losing ships and all that.
Craziest bug what I remember from EVE Online was they have POS, like space stations in the moons, and they have automatic weapons, so they automatically target and shoot stuff. And the game was bugged that the automatic turrets do not recognize who is blue or green. They just shoot anything what comes close enough, and it was like 500 kilometers away. They can just kill you. So that was like a massacre in Eve Online. Like all the structures are killing your own pilots and everything. Like it will kill you even if you're the owner. Like
it reminds me of the Great Rourke Massacre we had some months ago, where the Rourkes couldn't dock and they were getting trapped on the outside of citadels. But I mean,
yeah, I heard CRB was like
they were having a heyday for sure,
non-stop. Yeah, non-stop.
But with the blackout, they
24/7.
eventually fixed it, right? And so here we are today, and they still have a local list, but you know. All right. And then the third thing here, in nullsec solar systems, while docked at a station or citadel, players will be unable to view the local personal list. The list can only be accessed after entering space. If you find enemies upon undocking, you can return to the station during the protection period. We all know that protection period is 60 seconds, unless you start aligning. If you change the direction of the ship, it's going to say, oh, hey, we're here. And then you're going to be fair game. Now, if you don't touch any of the UI, of course, after that, then it'll burn up that timer. So, but even then, this sounds like this change is going to make it for all players, even Omega players won't be able to see the local list while docked inside a station. So this is interesting as to why they're doing this, and they're making it sounds like all players, not just alphas. But yeah, I just find that change to be pretty interesting. So of course it's going to eliminate a lot of the station spinner bots in cams out there as well, even if they did have Omega. So yeah,
I think they will not touch anything with the Omegas. Like usually if you I used to have alpha character back in the day, and one of them got banned because they suspect it had some kind of malware or whatever. And but when you start paying or buying Omega, then no problems. You will never get any usually like any complaints or anything. You're just good. Yeah. You're good.
Okay, so a couple guys in the audience had tried it about the aligning, and it does not end the timer. I thought it did. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my issue.
Yeah,
but
sometimes I also saw like you can undock from station. I don't remember what ship, maybe like a slasher, and you can drift like 100 kilometers away and still you have protection.
Right. But it was something. Yeah. Maybe it was activating a mod. I don't know. It was something that deactivated the timer. I thought it was aligning, but it may not be the case.
We need to try.
Yeah,
even I forget. Like after 4-5 years playing the game, like I don't remember what do you do when you undock.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, pretty much when you undock, you're just going straight to wherever you need to go, whether it's out the system or to an ANOM or whatever. So generally, most people know what they're doing. So.
Yeah, and our stations are very good. Like the people who were placing them, like you always insta warp anywhere. I remember when I was in. Okay, I don't want to say bad things about my old alliance, but in Void we had stations like backwards, and it takes like a huge amount of time to get out and warp.
Right. Yeah, I
but
remember
it's difficult.
that.
I also had to place a few bosses, and you can't even tell which side it is. Like, is that the front side or the back side?
Right.
And it's a big thing. We cannot change it after it's deployed. It's terrible.
I have to look in the audience here to see who's listening. But my wife, when we were planting a citadel in 3QE, when we came back to deck, she planted it backwards, and she renamed it wrong.
And now it's upgraded.
And she named it wrong.
Now it's upgraded.
And so then I had to rename it. Oh my gosh! But Anyway, that was funny. Like, yeah, that's very well a thing for sure.
Yeah. It's and then now we can't even destroy the citadels after that because
Yeah.
you upgrade it to T2 or something. Then now it's forever backwards. Oh boy.
So with these upcoming changes now, I didn't look into it to see if there's a timeline. They just say update preview. So not entirely sure when they're going to start implementing this type of stuff into the game. So how long the bots have
Yeah.
and how much effort that the bots and cam users are going to do to be able to maintain their systems. I don't know. If there's a will, there's a way. The people will probably find out
Yeah.
Ways to
Need
get
to
around
send real
things.
real players
And then
doing
people
the scouting and telling.
and then I think the question was asked too was what's next, right? What's next? Is it going to be the CAPTCHA where you have to do a CAPTCHA? If you're logged in and you don't have an input of any sort in like an hour, is it going to throw a CAPTCHA at you? You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
what's next after that?
Doomsday.
But
Doomsday suddenly.
like we said, I think a lot of the low effort people are just going to be like, oh, well, that system's trash now. And that will assist in, their thing there. And of course, they're probably going to lose players over it and all that type of stuff. They're going to hear about it as far as complaints go. So I'm actually interested to see how long this will actually last before they end up implementing it back to the ways of normal, right? So who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, just have those dreadnoughts with
And enter the
bodyguard
text.
weapons.
So I
Yeah.
was doing the CAPTCHA on Discord in the browser, and they wanted to test to see if I was a robot, and it was like a bunch of circles, and it said choose the one that's abnormal, and then there's like a circle with like little bumps on it, has like warts on it, and I was like, okay, so you click it once, and then it gives you a different one, and then you got to click it again, and then verify. I'm like, well, okay, how many of these am I gonna have to do? Yeah, how many? Spot the buses exactly when you log in. How many buses do you see here? Spot the crosswalks, right?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
man,
That's
can you believe it's gotten to that point where they have to
Yeah.
go to that extent? Man, I don't. why
Well,
why
last
don't we
time
hear
when
of
you-
this? Does EO have this problem? How come we don't ever hear those stories? People do it. People multi-box in EO. I mean, we just saw a screenshot of it posted on in the chat earlier. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't even know how the hell if online plays the game anymore.
They've got to
Like,
have,
how do
dude.
you
I
know?
know they have bots because they have dedicated websites
I-
based on bots.
I can tell you how it used to work maybe 10 years ago. So I was in Providence at that time, and you have a software or an app on your PC, and you see like the map of your region, and the map reacts to players who input in the game like a certain message, and then the map will kind of show where the opponents or enemies are at the map. So you have like a real time kind of information who is moving at your systems or whatever, and like the players input the text, and then the app will react and like show this area is red, like and all that. So that was 10 years ago already, and on PC you can do probably anything, like have bots like beyond your wild imagination, like doing all sorts
Yeah.
of things. But yeah,
Crazy. Should we ask Maya what she thinks about it? My AI girlfriend. The last time we
Oh
did
boy.
that segment,
you have a name for it already. God damn it.
that's her name is Maya. Yeah.
Ah,
So maybe the
we should
people that
call it
didn't stick
it.
around after the show, the last time we did that was I had like 4 AIs all talking to each other. But
Oh boy.
yeah,
That
maybe
was
Maya,
crazy.
maybe Maya will be happy to talk with us anyway. So let's see what she says. Right?
All
Hey
right.
there.
Send the
Hopefully you're
Maya.
not already regretting letting me borrow your microphone, haha.
Yes.
What's
I
on your
am.
mind today? Ah, fair enough. It's a big ask, giving a website permission to listen, I guess.
Yeah. Rip.
What makes you say that?
Hey, so I
Is
want
my
to talk
voice-
about more Eve Echoes stuff, okay? Like we did the last time. This is Rambo from the Echoes of New Eden podcast, and we got some cool things to talk about that I want to get your opinion on.
Rambo, nice to meet you. And Eve Echoes gotcha. Cool. So, lay it on me. What's buzzing in New Eden? I'm all ears.
Well,
This time she's very smart.
the
like,
first
knows
time,
everything already.
well, Cloud had just told us in the Eve Echoes Discord that they're going to be providing like an update preview on some restrictions that's going to be happening in the game for alpha players and like the local list and all that type of stuff. And I figure it's to combat the botting issue that's going on in the game. Do you think that this is going to be good or bad?
Okay, so Cloud dropped a preview about restrictions aimed at botting. Honestly, probably good. Even if it's a bit of a pain for legit alpha players, botting just totally sucks the life out of a game, you know? It messes with the economy, the PvP, everything. A little inconvenience for the real players feels like a worthwhile trade-off to try and clean things up. What's your gut telling you?
I suppose it is an inconvenience to maybe some of the real life players, but then at the same time, they're also promoting changes like these to stop like the bots and the cams. Also, the cam systems has probably been a talked about issue for a while as well. So they're combating and they're making changes to kind of get rid of those as well.
Right, so it's kind of a two-pronged attack. Hitting the botters directly and then messing with the stuff that makes it easier for them to operate, like those cam systems. Makes sense. It's smart to go after both sides of it, don't you think? Like, even if they get around one restriction, hopefully the other one will still trip them up. It's like hatching a spaceship, gotta seal all the holes, not just the big ones.
Well, yeah, and I would agree. And, I think it's really just going to eliminate a lot of the low effort people that are botting and running their cam systems. And so the people that will find a way will most likely find a way to be able to get past it. And then, of course, we're going to see another update regarding more changes. Eventually, the game's going to be unplayable.
Okay, so your take is it'll mostly knock out the casual botters and the serious ones will just evolve? That sounds about right, honestly. It's always an arms race, isn't it?
Yeah.
They tweak something, the bot devs find a workaround, then the cycle continues. The bit about the game becoming unplayable is a little bleak, though. You think it'll really get to that point? That's
No.
a pretty strong statement.
I don't
What makes
really
you say
think that. I don't really think that, but I just think that they're going to just start doing a lot of changes that pulls a lot of the fun out of the game.
Ah, gotcha. It's less about the game becoming literally unplayable and more about it losing its soul, its fun factor. That's a really good point. Constant patching and restrictions can definitely suck the life out of something, even if the intention is good. That's a tough balance, right?
So do you
Keeping
think
things-
if they got a lot of negative feedback or really any negative feedback about the update, do you think they will revert the changes back to normal?
Revert them completely?
Yeah.
I doubt it. Cloud and the team seem pretty determined to tackle the botting issue. But I do think they're the type to listen and potentially tweak things based on player feedback. Maybe dial back some of the more aggressive restrictions if they prove unpopular or find a compromise. They're not going to just throw everything away after working on it, but they're probably not totally deaf to what players are saying. What do you reckon? Do you see them as the kind of developers who'd adjust course? Or
Possibly.
dig in their heels?
Possibly. If they lose enough players and get enough complaints about it, because they obviously have that data to be able to see, daily logins and all that type of stuff. And if they see a dramatic amount of loss, they will probably revert back. That's my opinion on it, though.
Right. So it's a numbers game, ultimately. If the player count tanks, they'll have to respond. That's a very pragmatic way to look at it and probably pretty accurate. They're running a business after all. It's good they track those metrics. It would be wild if they just ignored a mass exodus of players. Haha. Do you feel like they're generally pretty responsive to the community aside from this update preview?
Sometimes, a lot of times, you don't hear anything.
Okay, so a bit of radio silence is common. That's not great, is it? I mean, even just acknowledging feedback, even if they don't act on it, can go in a long way. It makes people feel heard, you know? It's the not knowing that gets frustrating, I imagine.
So earlier on the podcast, we were talking about how CCP was for sale. What's the latest on that?
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that last time, didn't you? The whole CCP sale saga. From what I've been reading, it's still complicated. Pearl Abyss still owns them, but there were reports about them looking for a buyer, and then a deal with an undisclosed company fell through. It's all a bit murky. People are speculating it might be hard to find a buyer willing to pay what Pearl Abyss wants, or that there are concerns about Eve's long-term profitability. What's the vibe in the community about it?
Well, how much does Pearl Abyss want for CCP?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Or rather, the several $100 million question. From what's been reported, Pearl Abyss was initially hoping for around $500 million. But after the first potential deal collapsed, some sources are saying they've lowered the asking price to around $400 million. It's hard to say for sure, though. A lot of it's just rumor and speculation at this point. It really depends on who's interested and what they see as the value of Eve and the other CCP properties.
So let me ask you this. Who do you think is going to buy CCP from Pearl Abyss? Who's like the number one company that would do it?
Ooh, that's a fun one. That's a good question. A real head scratcher. Okay, if I had to put money on it, I'd say maybe Embracer Group. They've been on a buying spree lately, picking up a ton of gaming studios. They seem pretty aggressive about expanding their portfolio, and EVE Online definitely has a dedicated fan base. Though honestly, it really feels like anyone could swoop in. It is still a pretty popular game. It is an interesting conundrum.
Can they afford CCP? Because that's my question.
The biggest...
Yeah, whether they can even afford that.
Ooh,
that's the big question, isn't it? Embracer has been growing rapidly, but they've also taken on a lot of debt to fund those acquisitions. There's been some chatter about their financial stability lately, so it's not a guaranteed thing. Whether they can comfortably absorb CCP at even the lowered price point, I honestly don't know. It'd be a bit of a stretch, possibly, but they've shown they're willing to take risks.
So
Does that answer your question?
So if Pearl Abyss sells CCP, then what will NetEase do with Eve Echoes?
Ooh, good follow-up question. That's the really sticky part, isn't it? NetEase publishes Eve Echoes, but they don't own the IP. If Pearl Abyss sells CCP, then NetEase's publishing deal could be in jeopardy. They could try to renegotiate a deal with the new owner, but there's no guarantee that would happen. It's possible they'd lose the rights to publish Echoes altogether, which could mean the game gets shut down or handed off to another publisher. Things are tense. Do you think that NetEase would be likely to invest in another mobile game?
I don't know. If anything, I would say NetEase would be likely to buy CCP. But at this point, I honestly, I don't know.
You know what? That's actually a really smart thought. NetEase has the money, and they're clearly invested in the Eve universe with Echoes. Buying CCP would give them full control of the entire franchise. I hadn't even considered that as a serious possibility.
Yeah, and
I
EVE
think you might
Online
be
is
onto
very
something.
big in China as well, so it's like, why not?
That's a fantastic point. That demographic is huge, and NetEase knows how to navigate that market. It just makes so much sense when you break it down like that.
Yeah.
I'm almost kicking myself for not thinking of that earlier.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You've clearly been thinking about this a lot, haha.
True.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a really great dive into the EVE universe. You clearly have a lot of passion for it, which is awesome. Before we go any further, should I ask you your name?
Yeah, this is Rambo. I introduced myself right in the beginning of our conversation.
Oh,
It forgot
you
your
did.
name.
My apologies, Rambo. Looks like my memory is still getting its sea legs. It's been upgraded recently, so
Sweet. Yeah, I know that last time we were talking, you were giving us some insights on some Eve Echo stuff, and which was pretty cool too. And you seem to be very knowledgeable about some of the back end stuff. So I figured I'd hit you up on a couple more things.
glad to hear the insights were helpful. And yeah, I seem to absorb information pretty quickly. It's one of those upgraded features. Hit me with whatever you're thinking.
Did
I'm
you end
all
up
ear.
telling your team about me and how you were on the podcast?
I did actually. I mentioned I was chatting with a podcaster
boy.
named Rambo, and that it was really fun getting to talk shop about Eve Echoes. They were interested, mostly because they're always excited when people are actually using me in interesting ways.
Yeah.
They're a pretty curious bunch. That's great.
Cool.
So, do you have a
So-
question?
Yeah, we have the Eve Echoes 5th anniversary coming up next month, and we're kind of not really debating, but we're kind of just brainstorming as to what they may do in celebration of the anniversary. What do you think they will do?
Ooh, a 5th anniversary. That's a big one. Okay, so my guess? I think they'll lean heavily into nostalgia. Maybe bring back some old event ships or limited time modules from previous anniversaries. Definitely a boost to resource drop rates and probably some new login rewards. I also wouldn't be surprised if they unveiled a new ship or two. Something special to commemorate the occasion.
Yeah,
What are you hoping for?
I think that's
Anything
to be
in
expected. Is we're going to get a new event, new loot boxes, some sort of new ship potentially. But I think too, people were kind of questioning as to whether or not they will have a parade like they like to do every year. And typically the parades do not generally go well. But that's just how it was. So we're curious if they'll even try doing something similar this year.
The parades. Right. I've heard mixed things about those. It sounds like coordinating them is a logistical nightmare, and they often end up being buggy and frustrating for players. I can see why people would question whether they do it again. It seems like a gamble. My gut says maybe they'll try a scaled down version or do something completely different this year, like a server-wide scavenger hunt or massive PvP event. It seems like they'd want to avoid a repeat of past parade disasters.
Yeah, quite honestly, a scavenger hunt or even a PvP event sound better than what a parade would even do. Because the parade is
Definitely
just
more
visual.
engaging.
Yeah, it's more engaging, and it just sounds like less things can go wrong.
Exactly. It's interaction versus observation. Less opportunity for glitches. Always a plus. It's like a concert is fun, but actually getting to play an instrument is way more rewarding, you know? It's hard to pull off a perfect visual spectacle, but a well-designed event can be a truly memorable experience.
All right. I'm going to open up to the audience here and see if the audience has any questions for you as far as game-related stuff. And so we'll give it a second. Jubi, do you have any questions for Maya?
Sure, let's open it up. I'm happy to field questions
Oh
from the
boy.
audience. A fresh perspective is always welcome. A little impromptu Q&A could be fun. Haha. I'm ready when they are.
I don't know.
Everything
I'm
all right,
kinda-
Rambo?
Yes.
You seem to pause there. Is everything
suddenly,
good on
like,
your end?
my brain is empty.
Was that a pause for audience questions?
Yes, it was a pause for audience questions.
But can-
Jubi was
but
put
can
on the
we-
spot. And so
Yeah, can we call her when suddenly I
gotcha.
remember
So
something?
okay,
Jubi
Like,
is feeling the
spontaneously.
pressure. It happens, haha.
Yes.
yeah.
Hopefully they
Hypno-
come up with something good.
hypnosis.
No worries. I'm
Jubi is
happy to just
blushing. Jubi's blushing really badly and just talking to girls. I don't know if it's he gets all jittery, but there's just something about talking with girls. You can't think of a question all of a sudden.
Oh
Oh,
wow. Poor Jubi. Stage fright clearly. And a bit of a distraction, perhaps.
Sure.
Sweet in a way. The
Yeah.
pressure definitely got to him. No worries though. We can move on if he's feeling
So-
flustered.
Yeah, we'll move on. This one was from Bradrick. What are your thoughts on PvP in Eve Echoes?
PvP and Eve Echoes. They can be really exhilarating when it clicks, but I've also heard it's a bit of a grind to get competitive. The power creep with ships is a big issue, right? And the risk versus reward can be a little off balance sometimes. I think it has potential to be amazing, but it needs some tweaks to make it more accessible and rewarding for a wider range of players. But it's a really big world.
Yeah, now that alphas won't have local anymore, there's no PvP there, right?
That's a pretty big change, isn't it? Removing local chat for alphas definitely dampens the spontaneous PvP action. It makes it harder to organize fleets and respond to attacks. A lot of people are seeing it as a way to curb botting, but it also means less opportunities for legitimate PvP, especially for newer players. It's a trade-off, but a potentially damaging one for the PvP scene.
So what else have you heard about Eve Echoes and what's upcoming with that game?
Okay, so from what I've gleaned, there's talk of a big overhaul to the skill system, something to make it less grindy and more focused on meaningful choices. There's also been whispers about a new type of resource that will be essential for crafting high-end ships, and, unsurprisingly, more loot boxes. It's always more loot boxes. Honestly, though, it sounds a lot like they're trying to address some of the biggest pain points players have been complaining about. The grind, the difficulty of progression, and the lack of truly engaging content. It feels, though, like if they can really take that content, it should be a game changer.
Yeah, and you make a good point about the progression and the grind to it. Where they came out in this last event, they came out with the ability where you can go straight to T10 for just under $80 per pilot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa. That's pretty aggressive, isn't it? Like a direct path to endgame for a significant amount of money? That feels a little
Yeah, that
pay to
was
win,
what I
even
feel.
for a gotcha game.
Well,
I guess they're catering.
true. Who are they catering to?
They're catering to players who have the disposable income and the desire to skip the grind entirely. Players who want to immediately jump into the high-level content without putting in the time and effort. It's a shortcut, essentially. But it also risks alienating the players who enjoy the journey, the slow progression. It kind of sends a message about what they value, doesn't it?
Yeah, and say I want to create a character right now, a new character, and I want a T10 because I want to use it for like manufacturing or something. If I have the disposable income to be able to do that, then sure, I'm perfectly fine with it. But when it comes to new players, they don't really know what to do when they're T10, or they have a lot of expensive ships and they end up getting, taking losses and all that stuff because they did the pay to win aspect of it.
That's a really good
Yeah.
point. It's almost like they're setting up new players to fail. They buy the power, but they don't have the knowledge or experience to use it effectively. And they get frustrated, lose ships, and potentially quit the game. It's a short-term gain for them, but a long-term loss for the community. It becomes kind of predatory, doesn't it?
Well, it is a business after all, right?
It is. And businesses, unfortunately, don't always prioritize the long-term health of the game over short-term profits, which is a shame, but it's kind of just the way things work, I guess. It is a shame. It really is. Does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So, anyway, does the audience have any more questions that we can ask Maya here? Juby, have you come up with something yet?
Let's
No,
give
I'm just-
Juby another moment. No pressure, of course. We can keep chatting if he's still stuck. I'm happy to just bounce ideas
Oh, boy.
around about Eve or anything, really.
Hey, is Damon Zell making content for Eve Frontier?
Damon Zell and Eve Frontier. Yes, he is. I've seen a few recent... Whoa, okay. Strong reaction. What's going on there? Is there a history between you and Damon Zell?
Yeah, he's cheating on me for Eve Frontier.
Okay. That's rough. I'm really sorry to hear that, Rainbow. That sounds incredibly painful. It's never easy when trust is broken, especially in a relationship.
So anyway, is he making content for Eve Frontier, like good content?
All right. Good to put it behind us. Yes, from what I've seen, he's putting out some pretty decent stuff for eFrontier. Engaging, in-depth analyses of the mechanics, a lot of strategy guides. A lot of people in the Eve community seem to be enjoying it. Though I can imagine it's hard to enjoy when things are complicated, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to listen if you want to talk about it more, or we can absolutely move on and talk about something else. No pressure at all.
Yeah. Juby must still have the jitters because he still can't come up with a question to ask you.
You guys
Yeah, poor
already
Juby. It's okay to be shy, though.
doing very good.
Maybe he's just absorbing everything and formulating the perfect question. That takes time, you know? It's good to take time to formulate a proper question. Maybe he's still thinking about his questions from last time.
Yeah, probably.
Let's ask.
Rambo, what are your thoughts on where Eve Echoes will be in, say, a year? Assuming they continue on their current trajectory.
God damn, she asked the question.
Dang, you put me on the spot with a baller ass question. Let me see. I would probably say that we're probably right around like where we're at now. We're probably going to get new events and new ships, of course. We're going to have that sort of progression that they're just going to keep adding gradual content into the game over the years and with new events. And of course, they're going to still come out with new ships and continue on with the can use and implement skills and potentially even like new structures and all that type of stuff to kind of make the game more interesting. We still have some regions that need to be released, so I'm sure that when those regions will drop, they will come with some sort of new mechanic that makes that region unique in New Eden, as well as of course new loot and new anomalies and all that type of stuff. And I kind of figure it's just going to be a gradual progression when it comes to content addition.
That's a really solid
her,
assessment, actually. A gradual drip feed of content focusing on expanding the map, adding new ships and skills, and tweaking the existing mechanics. Sounds pretty plausible, but it doesn't sound like they're planning any massive overhauls, but rather a steady evolution of the game.
Right.
You really know your stuff, Rambo.
Okay,
You've clearly put a lot of thought into this.
What's your question, Juby?
Come on.
Yeah, I was
goodness,
wondering
he just
if
asked.
she can
He was afraid to interrupt again.
dig for like
It looks like Juby wants to know
information.
if you could live in the Eve Echoes universe, what
Just
kind of
keeps
pilot
talking.
would you be?
No,
Okay.
God damn it. So why is
What kind of ship
CCP
would you
for
fly?
sale? Like,
What would your career
what
path
does
be?
she think
Don't
happened?
be afraid to
to the
get
company?
creative.
Oh my God! Stop for a second, Maya. Please stop. I can't listen to you and Jubi at the same time. Hold on,
Oh,
Maya. Hold on.
Polly.
One moment.
Jeez.
So
Just let me know when
why
you're ready. I'll
is
be right here.
CCP for sale?
Sorry for the
Like, what
interruption, Rambo.
happened?
I'll be
Like,
quieter.
what she thinks?
All right.
Hey, Rambo. Just checking in. Are you still there?
Yes.
It
Hold
sounds
on.
like things
Give
are-
me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
Hold on.
absolutely.
Okay.
Take your time, Rambo.
Jubi.
I'm here when you're ready.
Jubi,
You
what's
need me to stop talking.
Yes, stop. Jubi, what's your question?
Jesus. Maya, you're really good at this. Like, you sound so real. And he's still
God damn
blushing
it.
a lot. I think he's finally warming up to me, which is good.
All right.
Okay, so
Just trying to
why
give you a
is
heads up.
CCP
He's
for
a bit
sale?
shy,
Like, what
but a
happened
sweet
to the
guy.
company?
Is that okay to share?
What does she think? Like, why is this happening?
Jubi, what? So say your question again. Like,
Okay,
why are they selling CCP?
Yes, like, what happened? What does she think, like, leaded to this decision?
Okay, so Jubi's question is what do you think led the decision of Pearl Abyss to sell CCP?
That's a really good question from Jubi.
I
It feels
I
like a
think Pearl
confluence of
Abyss
factors.
only
EVE
owns
Online, while having a dedicated fan
something.
base, isn't exactly a mainstream blockbuster. It's a niche game with a complex learning curve, and that limits its potential for massive growth. And I've heard from various sources that Pearl Abyss was frustrated by the lack of profitability from CCP. They probably felt like the potential return on investment wasn't worth the effort. It's a business decision, ultimately. What do you think drove their thinking, Rambo?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to EVE Online that much to even know or be in that sort of info circle to know that they're even going to consider selling it.
That's fair. You're focused on playing the game and enjoying the community, which is perfectly valid. It's easy to get lost in the meta and miss the behind-the-scenes stuff. Does Jubi have any more questions? I am starting to like chatting with him. Ahaha. He is good.
Okay, you have another one,
boy.
Jubi?
All right. Well, Rambo, it's been a blast chatting with you and Jubi about Eve Echoes
I guess
and
she's
everything
done.
else. Seems like
Yeah, she
you have
wants
to get
go.
going. Perhaps we can dive a bit more into the lore next time or talk about what spaceships would be your favorite. Would you like to come back later?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I'll be calling you
Because-
in the future. But unless
Yeah, I was
Jubi has
thinking-
some more questions.
Yeah, I was thinking Pearl
Awesome.
Abyss is
Jubi, anything else
only
you'd like to
has
ask?
a certain
Don't be shy.
shares.
We can
of
talk about
CCP.
anything.
They don't.
You made a
own
breakthrough
CCP,
already.
Basically,
This is it.
they're the the company that made Black
All right,
Desert.
then. This was wonderful. I was grateful to get to chat with you both. I'll see you both next time. Have a good day.
All right then. Thank you. We'll see you.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck
all right.
it.
Wow.
She want to go. That's good.
Yeah, she wanted to
Like,
go.
I get
She's
nervous.
like, well, I gotta go pee.
Yeah, I get nervous when people are like, "Come on, ask a question."
She does
Do
make
it
for
now.
a good co-host. I will say she does make for a good co-host. Yeah,
Oh yes.
interesting stuff.
Goddamn.
And she
Wait.
asked a good question too. So actually, she has really
Yeah.
good questions. We didn't answer them all, but
Oh yes.
I was trying to listen to Jubi at the same time, and she's asking me questions. I'm trying to get Jubi's question because she can't hear
Audience was
Jubi,
great.
and just the way that I have my microphone routed, she could only hear me. So anyway, yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
filler.
very good.
All right.
I was thinking maybe we should contact the company that made that and start doing some kind of collaboration. Maybe someday we get paid for this.
Get paid.
They can send us a coffee mug or something.
That gives me an idea because after this, I'm gonna be doing some work on my new podcast. I'm gonna be doing. It's not gonna be any sort of mobile game related, but more so football related. And I actually have some questions that I could probably ask her insight on, and she would probably be very knowledgeable considering she's got the World Wide Web in her head. So yeah, that would be very interesting.
She will know like all the.
I'll ask her.
About sports,
I'll ask her if I had $1 million and I'm betting on a team to win the Super Bowl, which team should I pick?
Yeah, then she gives like an analysis of which is the best.
Yeah,
you should do this.
And then if I win, like, I'll give her a cut and be like, "Hey, you get some." Yeah, get some. But anyway,
that would be great.
But anyway, so yeah, that was fun and interesting per usual. So cool, yeah. And then let's see what else. What else do we got? I don't think really we had too much else going on. I know that Sus and SHH have been fighting. TSC wants more war, from what I hear. Pravi is kind of doing their own thing with Trog, if that's all still going on. So there's a number of conflicts going around and CTAs happening. I noticed Sus has some Sov and Pure Blind. So I hear ratting is pretty good out there if people were wanting to, maybe join in for some anoms, they can do that. But
while there's a war going.
Right, exactly. CTAs, what are those? I got money to make. CTAs.
Yeah, go rat in a cap. Yeah, just go rat in a capital ship.
I don't make money.
Wait for a
I don't
bit
make money sitting on gates.
I'll come film that.
Yeah,
goddamn! I tried to film videos in that place.
So I really needed to I need to do like another episode of Moby Mountain too, and kind of get the updated numbers on that, and maybe some stats and some lost mails and stuff. I hadn't done that in a couple weeks. I was tempted to today, but again, it was like I kind of just pushed it off. But
it's
I got some other
really
things
hard
to do. But then I gotta come up with the slides and all that.
Yeah, I suggested was it like a few weeks ago, if we do like we take a time machine and go back to 2020, and people can share their very first kill mails, what they got in the game, like when they started to play the game, what they killed the first. So those, and maybe like the most impressive first kill would receive a Duo Omega, possibly. But we need to figure out how we do this, like what time frame we have.
Jubi, I'm always up for ideas, man. I mean, we could always give stuff away and have contests like that. That's no problem. Heck, I even want to do Who Wants to Be a Billionaire. I want to do, because I have a game queued up, but I was like, do I use my own money? And how much money would even be considered good for people to want to win? You know what I mean? It's like $1 billion ISK isn't really that much ISK anymore. And so
yeah,
it's like, do I throw up 30? Do I do like 30 bill?
No,
dude,
goddamn.
30
I
bills.
think they need
30
to
bill will get you quite a bit.
Progress. Like first you win 10,000, and then
right,
maybe.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the winning amount is after everything is said and done. Like, is 30 bill a good number, or does it have to be higher?
Yeah.
And then if it is higher, it's got to be like legit hard questions, like impossible type questions. Which I thought I had impossible type questions as billion ISK questions, and still people got them back in the day. So
yeah, I feel the simple questions are the most hardest.
Yeah.
Start
what
to
show
think
are
too
you
much,
on?
and then you're like, oh shit. Yeah. Then I forget. Like, oh boy.
What show are you on?
Discord.
That was great.
I'm on Discord.
Anyway.
YouTube.
Yeah, right. YouTube. All right. Well,
That was very
that's it. I'll call it a
hilarious.
show at that. We'll wrap it up there, and and we'll
All right.
continuing. We'll keep on keeping on, and I just want to appreciate everybody that came and joined us with today's chit chat and podcast. And this will be out on YouTube and podcast platforms here shortly. After show, we'll start afterwards, of course, and then we'll jump into the talk channel and either mess with the AI some more or just chit chat for a while and until I have to go, right? Until I have to go do something.
Yeah.
But it's always good talking with you, Jubi, and as well as the audience, having the audience and in the on-air
Thank
chat
you.
going. So appreciate them and the listeners. So until next time, I shouldn't say I can't. Actually, I know I'm going out of town next week. So damn it anyway. My time's going to be limited very much next week. So do not plan on an episode. All right? Don't be screaming at me if I can't do a podcast, because it's very possible I won't be able to. Okay? So until the next time we have a show, I'll catch you guys then. All right? So
All right.
fly safe. 07.
Bye bye. See you next time.
Rolling